Hey, what's up guys, and today I'm going to be going over a hand trap tier list for post Duelist Advanced, aka the NAWCQ and EUWCQ format. Normally, before I do these type of videos, I like make the tier list myself just to get a basic idea what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to be going in raw today, so. Starting with Ashe, where's Ashe? So Ashe, as a hand trap, is not that impactful, but it's really good because it can stop Molcharmies. And it's one of the better hand traps against the Mitsurugi cards, which you're seeing more play. So it's either A or S tier. I'm gonna put it in A tier, just because it's not, as a hand trap, it's not like, oh, you draw Ashe, it's gonna be high impactful, but it's like top of A because it's still like really good as a hand trap. Plus it can like stop the Molcharmies. Bell, I'm gonna put Bell in the B tier. I think it's gaining more value because more people are playing like pre-prep and stuff, and like being able to bell that is really nice because there aren't that many cards like that. If they open like pre-prep and then you don't get like, you don't Ashe it or you don't get like Drolled, they can pretty much like beat like a lot of like regular hand traps. Like Dominus Impulse, they beat. Like pre-prep by itself plays your Dominus Impulse kind of. So yeah, I think the bell is decent because of that. Also, it's pretty solid against Malice. And like more people are like cutting Rizzo cards, which Bell interacts poorly against Rizzo cards. They're playing some Fiendsmith or like more Mitsurugi cards. So I think Bell's getting a bit of value. The Bystials, I'm gonna put the Bystials in high B tier. I think they're a little bit better than Bell versus the Mitsurugi decks. Also, like as people are trying out like Mitsu Fiendsmith and stuff like that, the Bystials are pretty good there, and just against Mitsu in general. And yeah. It's not higher because it's not like, oh, you just draw a Bystial like it does crazy. Because at the end of the day, like a Bystial doesn't stop them from playing. You just stop like a little bit once they start playing. So Bystial's not like higher. Contact C is pretty bad right now. I'm gonna put it probably like D tier. Is it actually? It might be unplayable. I think actually I'm gonna put it unplayable. Don't play this card. DD Crow, I'm going to put DD Crow in B tier as well. I think DD Crow is really solid as like a hand trap. It does have some advantages over Bystials because you can use it like when your opponent doesn't control a monster. Also, versus Vanquish Soul, you can hit like Raise when they add back from Graveyard. Although they don't like, that's not like a consistent like thing they do, so it's hit or miss against the deck. But yeah, I think it's around like similar level of Bystials. Delta, I'm going to put Delta in high B tier. I like Delta as a side deck card right now, honestly, I really do. It being able to interact really well versus the Mitsurugi deck. You know, you can stop like prayers, you can stop like the ritual spell, being able to stop that's nice. You can stop pre-prep, so I think it's really good right now, especially as the Mitsu deck sees more play. Joel, I'm gonna put Joel in S tier. I think this card is crazy right now. Against Malice is like so-so, but even against Malice is not like terrible. You normally limit their end board most of the time. But against like the Mitsu decks, which are seeing a ton of play, is really good. Against the Rizzo Mitsu is pretty good. And even the people that are like playing less Rizzo cards, like pre-prep plays in the Joel. Like the cards they're adding still play in the Joel. So I think Joel is crazy right now. I think you can draw Joel and as your only hand trap and feel really comfortable. Both going first and going second. Phantasme, I'm gonna put Phantasme at about towards the bottom of B tier. It's definitely a side deck card. It's not something you would main deck, so it's not good against the Mitsu decks or Rizzo. It's a side deck card for the Malice matchup. Maybe you play against some rogue shit like Last Twin. Against Malice, it's pretty decent. But yeah, it's mainly just for Malice, so, and it's like lowish impact versus Malice, so B tier. Gamma, I'm gonna put Gamma, honestly, I'm gonna put Gamma in the A tier. I like Gamma. I like that it can interact with Habakiri, which is really cool. It's just a really solid hand trap. You could argue it's like, actually, no, my bad. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I'm gonna put it in A tier. The reason I'm putting it in A and not S tier is because I think that, it's not as impactful as a hand trap, compared to like Joel. Cause like, but you know, it's still really good as a hand trap. It's one of the highest value hand traps. It's definitely stronger as a hand trap as a going second card than Ashe, but obviously Ashe can stop Molcharmies, so I mean technically Gamma can stop some Molcharmies too. But yeah, Chaos Hunter, I'm gonna put Chaos Hunter towards the top of C tier. It's not terrible. If even though the card from Malice is not a bad card, I think the issue with Chaos Hunter is that Malice is seeing a little bit less play. At least it seems like it. Also, like with Mitsu seeing more play, you want to play more cards like Delta and stuff. So I think you just don't have as much space for it, and Malice is seeing a little bit less play. So those two reasons make Chaos Hunter like C tier, but it's not like a terrible card. You know, Malice is still one of the most played decks, and against Malice, it's still like pretty decent. Imperm, I'm gonna put Imperm in B tier. Imperm's kind of weird right now. The hand trap, it's like okay. Obviously, like it's a detonator out, which is nice. It's decent against the Rizzo cards. It's not like insanely high impact though against the Rizio cards. And against the pure Mitsu decks, Imperm is like pretty like the Mitsu heavy decks. Imperm's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't think Imperm's that great right now, unfortunately. Lancia's S tier. It's like the best card against one of the most played decks. Malice. I'm not gonna go into that. Mourner. I'm gonna put Mourner in D tier. I don't like that you can't stop. It's not like completely unplayable, but I don't like you can't stop. If your opponent goes normal from Dormouse, you can't like Mourner that. You know, it's like it interacts with less cards, so than like Valor and Imperm. And you don't even want that many Valor and Imperms right now. Perulia. I'm gonna put Perulia in B tier. Perulia is like cute right now. Like against the Rizal decks, it's kind of decent. And against Malice, it's pretty decent. But against the Mitsu heavy decks, it's honestly really bad. Like people are all main decking like Perulia and Fua right now. But I think people will start to drop Perulia as people start like, because people are deck building around Perulia. And like if you draw like Perulia against a Mitsu deck, they can like end on like their full board by giving you like 0 draws, maybe 1 max. And I don't know if that's the card you want in your deck. But it's really against the Rizal heavy deck. So Ghost Ogre, unironically, Ghost Ogre is like probably C tier. You could argue it's like D tier. I think as a hand trap, it's like not bad versus Malice. Unironically, I think it's pretty decent. You'd be able to hit like Splash Mage. Moving a Link 2 body is pretty nice. Mainly the Splash Mage or like the Haggard they go into. I think Ghost Ogre and that is pretty good. I mean, sometimes you can hit like Ally Kotaka or whatever too. But yeah, I think Ghost Ogre is like it's mainly just for Malice. Like you can hit like Dual Drive, but which is not bad, not terrible, but people are playing less Rizal cards, less relying on it, etc., etc. So yeah, I don't think you would play Ghost Ogre, but it's not completely unplayable. Dominus Purge, Dominus Purge. Where I put Dominus Purge at? It's really good against the Mitsu decks. It's kind of bad against Malice, so I'm gonna put it in B tier because of that reason. Probably around here, maybe above Imperm, maybe above, maybe above here. put it right here. Like the reasons I just said. I think it's really good against the Mitsu decks. You can hit pre-prep, you can hit the when they go Habakiri, you can't actually hit Habakiri, which is a bit unfortunate. So they go like Habakiri effect, you know, summon like Saji, Chibi Saji add like ritual summon from deck. You cannot purge that. So that it's interacting poorly with that, and it being bad versus Malice actually makes it like not like higher. But I like that I can stop pre-prep and prayers, and it's okay against Rizal cards. Actually, I kind of taught myself into putting it low. Ghost Reaper, this card is unplayable. Ghost Reaper is super bad right now. Malice can shuffle their stuff back. The Mitsu heavy decks do not care about the extra strike at all, really. And people are playing less Rizal cards. Hitting Detonator doesn't really give you much value. And even if you hit Detonator, you still deal with a lot on their end board. Really, really poor. Shifter. I think Shifter is probably, I'll put it in B tier. I don't think it's good against Malice. I don't think it's good against the Mitsu decks. If you play against the Fiendsu deck, it can be okay, but the Fiendsu decks are like Mitsu decks, so it's kind of weird. It's really good against Rogue, though. It's really good against Rogue. So I think if you're playing Malice, you probably do side it, but it's like a card that's only good against Rogue, but it's insane against Rogue, so I have it as B tier. Skullmeister, I'm gonna put Skullmeister in C tier. It's not completely unplayable. Versus the Mitsu decks, you can Skullmeister, like when they go Habakiri, summon the Saji, Skullmeister the Saji, which is not bad. I think it's, but like outside of that, I don't think there's like many good interactions with the card, but it's not like completely unplayable. Actually, I might put it in D tier because of that. Gizmic Uka, this card's terrible. Valor, I'm gonna put Valor in. I think Valor is C tier. I think it's pretty low impact. Obviously some people are playing it in Malice, and it's not like terrible in that deck. But I think if you're playing like most decks don't really want to play Valor. You're playing like a Mitsu deck or a Rizal deck. You can't really afford to play kind of approach. And against the Mitsu heavy decks, I think Valor's really weak, so I think Valor's C tier because of that. Nibiru's it's another C tier card. It's good against Malice, paired obviously. I mean, even not paired, you can like stop like guaranteed allied or whatever. But against the Mitsu decks, against the Rizal decks, it's really bad, like really, really bad. Against sometimes Mitsu can play into it, but you're also kind of hoping that they're bad. Maybe if you have like a Droll plus like Nip combo, sometimes they can be decent if you're playing against like a Fiendsu deck or whatever. But yeah, Fua, I think this card is S tier. I think this card is, man, it's weird, right? I'm thinking putting between S and A tier. Like it's really good against Malice, and against the Mitsu decks, it's like it's really good against the Rizal versions. But people, honestly, I think I could see an argument for top of A tier. I could see an argument for S tier against the Mitsu heavy engine decks. Fluid's pretty weak. I'm not gonna cap. And it looks like those. I keep referencing those decks, but it looks like those decks are just seeing so much play. But obviously depends where you live, right? In NA, like people are gonna play more Rizio cards. I'm gonna put it at bottom of S tier, but I can see an argument for A. Meowth, it's pretty good against Malice. I'll put it at the bottom of B tier, but like I said, Malice, it looks like it's seeing less play, so you might want to respect it a little bit less. It's like okay against the Mitsu decks, like using it on your turn, but certain decks like can't afford to like use it as like a pseudo board breaker. And then Psycho Reader, Psycho Reader is mainly for like Blue Eyes and Phoenix decks. So like if your locals is heavy with those, Token Collector is unplayable. Dominus Impulse is pretty decent. I put in A tier. Put in A tier. It's a decent card. It being one of the only cards to interact with like Mitsurugi Ritual, I think is really important. Yeah. It's not that great. It's not great against. What's stopping it from being S tier is that it's not that great against the Rizio cards. I could also see an argument for like it being like B tier, depending on how much like what you expect to see. It's pretty good against Malice, but against Malice, it's not like, oh, you drew Dominus Impulse, you feel confident. You need to draw like multiple, so not an issue with it, but yeah. And then Retaliating Sea is the last one, second to last one. I think this card is not that great. It's pretty decent. It's okay against Lunalight. It's okay against Lunalight, which is the thing, but like, so I don't think it's good I don't think it's good against Mitsurugi though. So because it's like playable against Lunalight, I guess I'll put it in D tier, but it's probably like unplayable. Oh, whatever. If it's only good against Lunalight, it's unplayable. I guess if it's only good against Lunalight, like Reaper is also like pretty decent against Lunalight, so I guess I'll just put these in D tier because of that, but depends how much play Lunalight sees. And then Solemn to the King, we'll put it in like C tier or whatever. But yeah, that was it. That was me ranking the decks for post Duelist Advance. I probably referenced like the Mitsurugi heavy decks too much, but that seems like what the format's looking like right now. And yeah, we'll see what happens at the events. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and take care.